It's time to review Space Channel 5 Part 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. Sort of. Once again, I'm actually playing this on the Sega Dreamcast collection for the Xbox 360, and it's a requested review by Super Mario Guy 15. Thanks. The story of Space Channel 5 Part 2 is that a group called Rhythm Rogues are appearing all over the galaxy and forcing innocent people to dance. At the same time, the reporter for Space Channel 5, Ulala, is on the scene, so it's up to her to save the galaxy from being forced to dance. And ironically, when she rescues people, they start dancing along with her. The hell? Space Channel 5 plays similarly to Parappa the Rapper, where the goal is to copy the moves the opponent does and to get the timing right. But, unlike Parappa the Rapper, there's no HUD to tell you what the button movements are, so you'll have to guess the timing for yourself and to follow what your opponent is doing. The controls are up, down, left, and right, but there's also chew and hey, which are used with the A and B buttons respectively. If you lose all of your hearts or your ratings number is at 0, and you still have to have ratings even if you're saving the galaxy, then you lose the level and have to begin from the last checkpoint. Also, there are going to be certain sections in the game where you'll be using certain instruments to fight off your opponent, like using guitars or using lasers, or simply just having a band battle. There are two modes in the game, Story Mode and Dance Mode. Story Mode is what you'd expect, but Dance Mode is a continuous trial mode where you have to copy your opponent's movements 100 times successfully, and since you have one heart, it ends up with the mode getting difficult later on, since even if you make one mistake, you are gone. You can also tackle the two modes in co-op where player 1 uses the D-pad and player 2 uses the A and B buttons for the appropriate commands. Also, when you complete the story mode, you unlock a second world, which is essentially the same as the first world. When you press a certain command at a certain point, you unlock extra costumes and points. Now, I really just have a couple of problems with the game. The first is that trying to remember the button commands and getting the timing right can make some sections a lot more trickier than usual. And the second is that there really isn't much to do in the game after the story mode. Again, there is a second world, but nothing really changes, and since those take 10 to 20 minutes each to complete, it isn't really replayable. But despite that, I still find the game very fun. I like how the game challenges you to get through solely based on timing and directions with no HUD to tell you, which makes the game much more challenging and satisfying. There's also a fair amount of variety with guitar battles, dance-offs, saving people, and even fighting off a spaceship and a plant monster at one point. I also thought the music in the game was actually pretty good, particularly the main theme and the credits theme My Happiness, and the graphics actually were pretty good. Hell, I even liked how they got the CGI sequences in there. However, I think we can all agree that the best thing about the game is its epic amount of silliness. All the dance moves in the game are perfectly choreographed, like that Japanese Zelda commercial in my intro. People and even dogs you've rescued start to dance with you and add their own additions to the background music. Hell, Michael Jackson's in it as the legend of Space Michael. My god, that is just awesome. Space Channel 5 Part 2 is a great game with pretty good music, very fun gameplay, good graphics, great challenge, and an epic amount of silliness. But it's let down by occasionally annoying sections and its large lack of replayability. If you want to play this game, then I recommend you get Space Channel 5 Special Edition for the PlayStation 2, since that is the first game in it as well. But if you just have an Xbox 360, then I recommend you get the Dreamcast collection. Space Channel 5 gets a Saints Row my rating system, meaning great, but is let down by large flaws. And considering that I just gave a recommendation for the PS2 version, then it may as well just get an all formats recommendation, meaning that, unless a certain version is buggy, if you find this game on any format, get it.
That wraps up my report. This has been Ulala reporting from Space Park.
Space Channel 5!